With the liberalization of trade by the Emperor of Russia, Tsar Alexander II, Finnish industrial companies started to quickly move their production to the banks of fast-flowing rivers in search of power. Sawmills, ironworks and factories grew up next to raging rapids. Engineer Knut August Palmberg also heard the call of the cascading waters. At 25, he became the manager of Kymintedas Works. The young engineer later left Kymintedas and landed a more challenging job in Sippola, constructing and running the Torpa gunpowder works. Gunpowder was in demand, and business was flourishing in the newly liberalized Russian markets, which opened up new, broader horizons. The industrious engineer was hungry for success and wanted a business of his own. He founded a carbon black factory at Koivuniemi in Vehkalahti. And so began the development of two manufacturing plants. Carbon black, or furnace black, sales were booming because the ever-growing printing industry needed ink, and vast amounts of gunpowder were continually turned into smoke by the Russian army. Until everything suddenly stopped, as the gunpowder produced by the plant did what gunpowder is designed to do, namely, exploded. The Torpa works blew up around midday in 1890. Knut August realized that he was now free to carry out a far more ambitious project. He started to buy land, survey river rapids, and make business plans. He wanted to build a groundwood mill at Woikoski Rapids because a decision had just been made on the building of the Savile Railroad, and transportation questions appeared settled. This groundwood project got bogged down in a messy licensing process and became untimely, whereupon Knut August focused his energies on Tirva, where he set up a sawmill, power plant, and carbon black works. Knut August's son Bertil also brought with him from England the idea of a chemicals plant, which was completed in 1913. The former wilderness area turned into a flourishing mill community with schools, stores, a railroad, and homes and jobs for several hundred people. Electricity produced by the Tirva plant was sufficient to power the business of August Palmberg, but a new age and new demands were already knocking at the door. The chemicals plant required more power. After the passing of his father, August's son Bertil relocated the chemicals plant from Tirva to Woikoski, where the boiling rapids could yield more energy. The execution of this plan was delayed by the storms of the Finnish Civil War, but the triumphant march of gas production began at Woikoski already in 1920. Woikoski continued to electrically split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Fats were also hydrogenated, while a general direction was being sought for the operation. Exceptionally good luck and business sense again guided operations into the right niche as riveting passed into history, brought to a fiery end by welding, and gases produced by Woikoski were in high demand. The Tirva business was sold, and Woikoski became the center of operations. Woikoski has always sought to develop new operations while old ones are still profitable, building wisely without any disruptive tugging and reading the signs of the times. The turbulent waters of Woikoski thus flowed through a turbulent century, and business flourished. Bertil's son Sven took the helm and steered the company through an economic depression, a world war, and the changes of the 1950s and 60s. Even a competitor's fierce attempt to push Woikoski into a corner in the 1970s did not succeed. Thanks again to a far-sighted and wisely spent past and an innovative younger generation. At the end of the tumultuous 1970s, the management of the company passed to its current Chief Executive Officer, Klaas Palmberg, who has turned Woikoski into an exceptional modern success story by following the footsteps of his forefathers. He has elevated Woikoski into an economic and social force far beyond its size.
All of Woikoski's operations are based on the production, development and distribution of gases. Woikoski's comprehensive selection of gas products and services facilitates exceptional independence and provides a foundation for solid and long-term business operations. A broad customer base and advanced products set exacting criteria on operations. OY Woikoski AB is today a very profitable, well-managed and innovative gas producer. It is also the industry's oldest company in Finland. Woikoski is exceptionally self-sufficient, both in terms of financial indicators and energy. Its fight for survival in the late 1970s forced the company to focus on its core operations, to look far into the future, and to create a long-term strategy that has been pursued successfully ever since.
Woikoski has a turnover of approximately 42 million euros and has roughly 100 employees. The company's export to the Nordic countries, Europe, the Baltic states and Russia has significantly increased in recent years.
Woikoski's business expands and grows in keeping with its long-term strategy, not driven by short-term quarterly performance expectations. Its operations cover all of Finland and are efficiently organized. The latest technology is put to use throughout Woikoski's operations, be it product development, production, distribution or administration. Continuity and responsibility are two key characteristics of Woikoski, as are profitability and uncompromising commitment to quality. The industrial production of gases is very demanding technically, and it consumes a lot of energy. Before air can be distilled to separate its constituent gases from one another, it must first be cooled down to -200 degrees Celsius. The handling of helium also requires cryogenic temperatures approaching 0 degrees Kelvin. Not to mention nearly subatomic level measurement precision. All gases must be pure, and gas mixtures must be measurable down to parts in a million. Production-related safety measures must also be exceptionally well thought out and monitored. Gases are safe only so long as they are properly handled, stored and used. Woikoski employs ultra-modern gas production methods. It receives part of the energy required from its own power plant. All products are of premium grade and their quality is closely monitored. Quality assurance is continually monitored and developed.
Air is distilled and the components nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen, argon and other gases are processed and packaged on site at Woikoski.
Nitrous oxide and acetylene are also produced at dedicated plants employing state-of-the-art technology. An ultra-modern helium processing plant was opened in the spring of 2003. It is an exceptional and unique facility, even on a worldwide basis.
And more new investment was still to come. In early 2006, Woikoski opened a fully automated carbon dioxide recovery and handling plant in Kokkola. The plant produces high-quality carbon dioxide for food and other industries. Another product is solid carbon dioxide, also called dry ice, which is, for example, used in the food industry for cooling foodstuff and to keep them cold, and also in industrial cleaning. In the same year, Woikoski strengthened its position in southern Finland by opening new premises in Järvenpää. In 2009, in Kotka, a filling station was built for liquefied petroleum gas. In order to fulfill customers' needs, Woikoski has also carried out considerable amount of research and development work in the field of specialty gases.
Woikoski has been producing hydrogen and oxygen for nearly a century. And the method used is practically still the same, only the technology has been modernized. The current gas products of Woikoski constitute comprehensive wholes that address the needs of medicine and the food and metals processing industries. Woikoski provides a long list of industrial gases. They are supplied either in individual bottles or bottle batteries, or in liquid form by tank truck. Medical gases are supplied to customers in bottles and in liquid form for hospital use. The foodstuffs industry is supplied with oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, nitrous oxide and various gas mixtures.
Specialty gases are produced at the company's plants in Woikoski and in Varkaus as well. Woikoski also makes high-purity gases and gravimetrically produced gas mixtures that are needed for laser technology, calibration or surgical purposes, for example. In addition to gases, Woikoski also sells welding machines and equipment, medical equipment and gas distribution systems to industrial companies and hospitals.
Creating a proprietary distribution network was a huge investment for Woikoski, but it also turned the company into an independent and comprehensive service provider.
To achieve this, Woikoski has established a nationwide network of 13 offices and nearly 180 retail outlets. An online tracking system allows each gas cylinder to be followed on its journey from a plant or filling station to the customer. The location of hundreds of thousands of gas cylinders can be continuously monitored on a map available at Woikoski.
A history this long would not be possible without a deeply felt sense of responsibility and the owner's ability to respond to the challenges of society and the world at large, both from a business and environmental perspective. This sense of responsibility is also manifested as responsibility for employees and their safety and well-being. Woikoski trains its employees for demanding specialized gas jobs in-house. Long-term commitment, continuous innovation and appreciation for work and people have laid a foundation for a success story that also means a lot to all of Finland. Woikoski is also well known abroad through its worldwide network of cooperative partners. We breathe the same air as our forefathers. Out of this air, Woikoski makes products that contribute to our well-being, before cleanly returning to their original natural state. Woikoski recognizes its responsibility for its own future. Its products are not simple gases. They all carry a more far-reaching idea and heritage.